One day, you look up and the life you dreamed about and planned for actually arrives, and you realize every single seed and small idea were the foundation of your current harvest. So you spend your life happily tending to your own personal garden. Happy 2025. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Quin Jones, but you can call me Quin. I'm 28 years old and I have my PhD in systems modeling and analysis. I'm an applied mathematician that studies medicine through mathematics, and I'm at the beginning of my career as a research scientist while also still exploring all of my many passions as a creative. So my channel is all about my journey through these multiple passions and work-life balance as both a scientist and a creative. So I talk a lot about systems, productivity, healthy habits, womanhood, and just life lessons through my lifestyle vlogs. So if that's something you're interested in, I would definitely check out the vibes, because today we're setting the foundation for everything we're going to work toward and see in 2025. This is the final video of my 2025 goal setting series. I've done about 5 videos all about my planning for the future and how that leads all the way down to my daily actions. So today we're getting into the nitty-gritty details of what my goals are and my actionable steps for this year. So this is going to be relatively thorough. I do watch a lot of these videos, and how much detail people go into is very up to them, and I'm more of a share most of everything kind of person. So I would also grab yourself a cup of tea, because I have mine, okay? And a snack if you want to, or your own journal. And this is the end of January for you, so you go ahead and start planning for February if you would like, while we do this 2025 reset. Let's get into it. Oh, let me share with you exactly what we're going to share. Hold on. So in this video, we're going to cover my 2024 in review, my productivity system for 2025, a walkthrough of my 2025 Notion. I had a free Notion I got last year, and then I bought a Notion template this year, and I have merged them and created extra pages. So I just have my own big, amazing Notion that I'll walk you through that has all of my very specific goals down to the day. And then I'm also going to show you my website update for 2025. And lastly, we're going to go through my bullet journaling pages, because I'm finally back into physical journaling. I've been digitally journaling for the last 3 years, but because of recent events, I've had to get back into paper journaling, and I forgot how much I love it, and I love it so much. So those are the 5 things we're going to get through today. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it with the 2024 in review. Because this is thorough, I really will try to be quick. Thorough but quick. I'm probably going to change the way I sit multiple times, just because this chair is quite spacious, so ignore that. Okay, I do have my iPad here. My iPad before this broke, and so I didn't have an iPad for 2-3 months, and that's why I got back into physical journaling. But I got myself one for Christmas, so Merry Christmas to me. I still use Notion through my phone and my desktop, but it's nice to be able to have everything also back on my iPad. So I'll be having it here in my lap to show everything that you'll be seeing on the screen. So my 2024 in review. Let's look at my 2024 vision board. I'm just gonna put it on the screen for you. I made 3 actually. I made a life vision board, a body vision board, and a lifestyle vision board. And I'm just gonna go through the life one for the sake of time. So on here it says the world needs who you were made to be. So amen. There's a lot of digital journal inspo on here. There's a lot of self-care maintenance things on here. There's a lab coat and a lot of studying and medical school stuff. There's two outfits, both really dressy with heels, lots of studying related things, and then a YouTube plaque, and then 2 things with people graduating. So my primary goals for this year were to graduate with my PhD and to get a job in the medical field. I was for some time entertaining applying to medical school, even though I'm already a doctor, but I have since given up that goal. But the goal was still to work in medicine. And so as far as these things coming true, I have indeed graduated with my PhD, hence why it is now Live with Dr. Quin and not just Quin. And put some respect on the name, on the journey. Hello, absolutely. I also have on here that I wanted to work in a medical setting with the scrubs and everything. And while I now realize that for what I want to do in medicine, I don't need to become a medical doctor for, like that's more for treating direct patients. But for research and like heading up fellowships and grants and clinical boards, like all of that, a lot of those are still PhDs. So my degree is fine, and I am working in a medical department, like in a medical college. So that is also accomplished. As far as self-care, throughout this year, I would definitely say so. I've moved 3 times this year, and I have still, you can see in the vlogs from the summer, from when I lived in Richmond and from now, that I have built and maintained a self-care routine with my skincare, with my yoga routine, like with my physical fitness. My consistency has waned throughout the year, which you will have seen in a previous video where I talked about my flow habit analysis. But I still am doing those things consistently. Like I can say some point in every month I've done it. So I would say, yeah, skincare. I still gotta get better about lotion. I just ordered me some more. I hate to admit it, but it's very light-skinned of me to not put on lotion thoroughly every single day. So that's something I'm working on. I'm good with deodorant and perfume, but like lotion, I'll be in the gym and my sock will roll down and I'll be appalled at myself. So that's something I'm working on. And then as far as studying, yes, I did a lot of studying to get my degree. I'm doing a lot of studying now as a postdoc. I will continue to study as I will be doing research for the rest of my life. So I am an academic. My channel and my lifestyle will be about academic related things and also creative things, cultural things, fashion and womanhood and all of those things. So it's about my full life. So, but being an academic does inform that. So lots of reading this year, yes. Still doing that, we'll keep doing that. I'm happy to have my iPad back. But with my switch back to physical journaling, I've decided to just not do any more digital journaling right now, to just commit myself to using my iPad only for reading and pleasure, you know, like drawing and writing and stuff. Like really engrossing myself in bullet journaling as a hobby and a productivity system. So I can say I accomplished this. I did sell some. I made about maybe $80 this year off of selling planners, which I'm sure is on par for a beginner business. And there will come a point, and we will talk about this, when I will inevitably be selling more productivity tools and expanding what I do as with my social brand. But right now, I'm getting back into the physical part, and we'll get back to digital at a later time once I have a bit more accomplished. There's other things I want to accomplish before I get back into doing that, because it does take a deal of time. Yeah, I think this was a really inspirational vision board. It has been the wallpaper for my desktop all year. And then my screensaver for my desktop is a rotating album of photos that I put in there from my life. So I am constantly inspired and reminded of my goals every single day, whether that's through personal memories and wanting to maintain those in the way I live, or if it's through seeing my vision board on my different devices and reminding myself of what I'm aiming for. So I think my vision board has come true. I 100% think I had an amazing 2024. I do. And now I want to make sure I have an amazing 2025. As we go through my productivity system, you'll see that there are a lot of goals that I want to accomplish this year and just overall in my life. And especially now that I've monetized my YouTube channel and I've received my PhD. But realistically, given my 2024 habit analysis results in a video I just published, I feel that I'm actually in desperate need of a better focus and concentration if I'm going to bring my 5-year plan to life, which is why a priority of mine is investing in my mental wealth by building sustainable habits that will carry me through this time of serious personal and professional growth. And by that I mean habits like quality sleep, hello dissertation, nutrition, exercise, stress management, exogenous compounds, all things that I talk about a lot here on my channel. Two of my favorite tools to support these habits are the Magic Mind Focus and Sleep Shots. The Focus Shot gives me mental clarity and energy, so I really love bringing these to work with me in my lunch bag and taking them before I do that kind of deep work, or just taking it before I film videos or editing. And then the Sleep Shot is a new addition to my nighttime routine, since it has been formulated to help you fall asleep faster and to get deeper rest. And if you subscribe to my newsletter, then you know I am all about the benefits of deep sleep. So I'm very excited to have these in my toolbox, and I feel confident about incorporating these tools because the Magic Mind's formula for the Focus and Sleep Shots are validated by a scientific advisory board of doctors. And these shots help eliminate the caffeine crash that's often associated with other energy shots. So if you're also trying to make 2025 your year, then check out Magic Mind's 24 hours pack bundle. For the first time ever, the sleep and focus shots are bundled together at 45% off at my exclusive link in the description and pinned comment below at magicmind.com/QuindleJen. Because if you're anything like me, then we have so many goals that we want to accomplish, especially as multi-hyphenates, and we need to make it the whole way through. We're playing the long game, building sustainable habits. So shout out to Magic Mind for sponsoring this portion of today's video. I'm so excited to be using these towards my 2025 career goals. So I definitely met my career goals for 2024. And then we have my creative goals for 2024 with YouTube. I wanted to post every single week on Sundays. I actually started off doing Sundays at the beginning of the year, and then that became untenable with my schedule, and I went back to Mondays, and I have maintained Mondays. But I have not done every single week because once I moved here to Florida and I got in this job, I had to take a break to figure out what my life looked like and what the heck I was doing, why the heck I was doing it, what the heck I was telling you about it for. You know, I needed some time to do that, so I did not post for I think 2 or 3 months, September, October. So 2 months I did not post, and then I started back posting November 1st. So I have like 8 weeks not vlogging, and probably more with that because I graduated, so I'm sure I took some weeks off in there somewhere. So because of all of the transitions, I moved 3 times. I was not consistent in the way that I was previous years, admittedly and obviously, but I still am proud of myself for what I was able to accomplish. I feel like I really like all of the videos I've created this year, and of the videos I've created, more of them have gotten over 1,000 views than any of my previous videos. Like, even though I made a lot before, they didn't get a lot of views, and I made the least amount I've ever made, and they've gotten more views. So I think that speaks to an improving of quality. So yes, that still feels like an accomplishment. Those are the 2024 goals. I'm proud of myself. I did actually, act on the things I said I wanted to act on. So that makes me very happy. I think, like I said, having the vision board and having all those reminders and this channel to hold me accountable to everything I say has really helped me maintain being a woman of my word, and I really, really enjoy that. So yes. Lastly, in my 2024 review, I was gonna actually go through my SWOT analysis in this video, but I actually posted it on my Instagram, and I went thoroughly through it in my recent newsletter. So I'm gonna link that down below so that we can get straight into more of the 2025 reset. So in an effort to not make this the literal longest video ever, I've broken this into multiple videos. So I've already done my 2024 full reflection and analysis in a separate video where I went through my weekly report cards, looked at my feelings, looked at my habits, looked at my grades, and analyzed my behavior in a very mathematical and emotional way. And so all of that I've already had a video done, and it's quite long. And then I've also already done my goal setting for the future, thinking about my big picture and what it is I need to work towards specifically. I've already done that thinking through, and I did a Within the Life where I created a 5-year plan, and that's a whole video also already posted. But to give a quick TLDR, if you feel like it's too long and you don't want to watch, I basically established my major project goals for my career scientifically and my career creatively, like what products and outcomes I want to see in the next 5 years. And then I thought about subtasks for each of those projects that I would need to do to complete them, just generally. And then I assigned those tasks to quarters of each year, so that by the end of quarter 1, this should be done for this project, by the end of quarter 2, etc. So that means I have my long-term goal broken down into tasks assigned to months, and that's kind of what I established in that video. So what we're getting into today is taking what I got in that spreadsheet for just 2025 and breaking down those quarters into months and into weeks, and maybe not specifically weeks, but breaking those quarters down into months and setting a real foundation of what kind of daily actions will be helping those bigger goals. Before we get into the specifics, I want to talk about the productivity system, because goals are nice and I know we all have them, but it does not matter if you don't have a system in place to stay accountable to those goals. I'm going to go through my productivity system, and so what I mean by that, this is a set of routines and behaviors that I follow on a consistent basis, daily, weekly, and monthly, to make sure that I'm following my big picture. I'm always checking in with my big picture. I am never aimless, never lollygagging. I might procrastinate, I might take too long, I might do it real quick, but I'm always moving with a direction in mind. That is how I live my life. So this is my system. Every month, I have a reflection practice, a goal check-in, and a reminder of my big goals. So for me, this means I have a Notion that I use that breaks down my big life vision. It breaks down my 2025 goals. It breaks down my specific daily tasks. And so we're going to go through that. And that is what I check in with every single month. And I will be doing monthly setup videos where we check in, or monthly reset videos where we check in about these goals. And then every month when I'm doing that check-in, I assign the new month's goals to weeks. So, all right, in the next 4 weeks, this is what I have to get done. Which week am I going to do what? I do that once a month. And then weekly, every single week, I plan out my week, and then I reflect on my week, and then I set goals for the new week. I model this in my Q's weekly review that I post every single week on my community page, where I have pictures from the previous week. I have a habit tracker of my previous week's behavior, and I am writing about what I did accomplish, what I felt good about, and what I'm looking forward to. And so this is my weekly reflection practice. I share it to encourage others to do something similar. And so I do this every single week, and so this is a digital way to use it, but I also track this in my bullet journal because I plan weekly in my bullet journal. And I also have Notion reminders, because since I assign them to weeks, I can also check them off in there if I want, but I really only use my bullet journal week to week. I check Notion more on a monthly basis. I take that back. I use Notion weekly because I use it for my content calendar, and I record every week. So I use Notion weekly also. So Notion and my bullet journal, which we will also go through for 2025. And then I also have a daily routine. So in order to make sure that when I do that weekly check-in, it's good, and then when I do that monthly check-in, it's good, there are things I must do each day so that I'm not doing it all at once on that weekly check-in. So each day I am very serious about task management, and I'm very serious about reflection. So for my task management, since I have so much to do as both a scientist and a content creator and a person trying to be healthy, there's much to do in a day and a lot of ways to prioritize the things I do in my day. And so I use a few things to manage my tasks. I use Google Calendar to manage my time. I use the app Todoist to manage my literal to-dos. I use my bullet journal to check off my to-dos. And I use my notes app, like right now, where I just put down my ideas and then I transfer them into these apps. So every single day I am managing my task, and I have somewhere where I can literally check them off and know that they were scheduled, and they were completed. And then my daily reflection is my daily column. This is something I also used to share for free, where I share photos from each day and I reflect on my productivity, my mindset, my movement, and my consumption. And since this is in real time, it's behind a paywall, so that is a subscription that I share. But I am literally reflecting every night by sharing this, and so that's a daily reflection practice. And also every night I fill in my habit tracker on my bullet journal, and I have a digital habit tracker. I have to use both because writing just feels good and correct, and it helps things stick for me. But as a scientist and someone who does a lot of things with the computer, it's nice to actually have it in a digital form so that it is data that I can look back at and play with and look at summaries. Like having it in a digital form, I need that. So I do use both regularly. So yes, that is my system. How my days help my weeks, help my months, help my year, help my years, help my life. I have a whole video about this also, about how our life is a system. So I talk a lot about this. So let's just get into 2025. I'm gonna go to my desk. Okay, so we're gonna walk through my 2025 Notion setup. I originally got a free template from Jenna Hong. I love her vlogs. I used her foundation for all of 2024. And so there are things that I like about that I've moved into the new template that I've gotten from Flourish Planner. I bought it was $30. And I think it was very much so worth it because the things that I described before about how my tasks kind of funnel down from the year to the day, she has set up in this planner where it just does it automatically, where when you put in a goal, you can assign it to it's set up perfectly. We're going to go through it. But yeah, so I already really love her setup, and then I added in the spreads or the pages that I liked from the one I was already using, and then I created some new ones based on what I'm doing now. So yeah, I'll link both of their videos below, and I'm just gonna screen record and share my version of my 2025 Notion. I am gonna share through it my very specific goals about 2025 and my life. So yeah, let's start screen recording. So I don't know how well you'll be able to see me like with the lighting, but the focus should be the Notion. Okay. So we have starting here just an overview where you have the task for the upcoming week, and then you can see the goals for 2025, and then below that each goal in your vision board has a photo, and so you have a vision board that is very specific to what you want to accomplish. So when I say her video was only 12 minutes about this setup, and I bought it maybe like 5-6 minutes in, sold. Okay, so let's go through the life vision page. I customized all of the headings in Canva for the new year, and here there's a vision overview where there's a prompt where you talk about your life vision, and I guess I'll show that. Yeah, I'll show that. And then similarly for your life vision, you can have things you want to accomplish, and I put photos for each of those things. So let's go through it. I guess I'll start with the prompt. So going to the vision, it says, imagine years from now and you've accomplished everything that truly matters to you. What does your life look like? What goals, experiences, and daily routines do you have? How do you feel in this ideal version of your life? So I got real specific about all three of those things. Imagining my life 12 plus years from now, I hope I have accomplished, or I will have accomplished. I will have published 6 first author papers. I will have received 3 grants. I will have started my own research lab at VCU MCV in Richmond, Virginia. I will have worked part-time as an NIH researcher for some time, maybe still. I will have mentored 5 to 10 Black students through higher education. I will have found new novel therapeutic targets for lupus, PCOS, and diabetes. I will have been awarded scientific innovation awards. I will have spoken all over the world encouraging women's autonomy in education. I will have reached, I said 1 million, but really I think like maybe a good 400K would be good. That would be good, like, because too many, I don't know, my goals are more about getting people in person, so too many might be bad. But yeah, to reach a certain amount of subscribers on YouTube and work with brands like Skillshare, Notion, Google, Squarespace, Todoist, Owner, and other productivity-based brands. I will have written a best-selling fantasy novel. I will have hosted my annual WPP event for over 8 years in new locations each year. I will have walked and ran a full marathon, so that's 2 marathons. I will have been invited to Paris Fashion Week. I will have expanded my Live with Dr. Quin brand beyond blogging to including solo podcasting and interview podcasting, having newsletters and magazines physically, having productivity courses and workshops for people of all ages, and also selling physical journals and tools like lab notebooks, etc. So I imagine a large number of things on top of my scientific career for my ultimate life vision accomplishments. And so what does my life look like having accomplished those things? I will be living at the different lofts I own around the country, in LA, in Texas, in Chicago, in Richmond, and wherever. I will have 3 though, at different times of the year. I will be working remotely 75% of the time, meaning I'm in the office maybe 2 days a week or maybe just 8 days a month. I spend my mornings reading in lingerie with my hot tea and my high protein breakfast and a blunt, and I'm cuddled with my 3 dogs, and maybe they're running around. I'm getting in my 15K steps. I'm doing strength training. I'm walking. I'm doing Pilates. I live a very active lifestyle. I'm traveling once a quarter for an extended trip somewhere. I dress up in heels every single day, even if it's just to go to the grocery store. I end my nights with candles on, a bowl, a long body care routine, music playing, accompanied by my lover 2 to 4 nights a week. Maybe sleepovers, maybe not. But I host my friends over at least once a week for a social night, and I spend my weekends resetting and being productive, a habit I've had for years. I take trips with my family annually, and I introduce my niece to new places all around the world. And I spend my leisure money on tattoos and clothes and books and movies and foods and flights and my dogs, obviously. That is what my life looks like. And in this life, I feel proud of the work I accomplish as a mathematician and content creator. I have an authentic work-life balance that keeps me ahead of my schedule by allowing passive systems to work for me and letting me exist in a constant flow state. In this life, I feel confident in my body and self-expression. I've sculpted the body of my dreams, and I feel certain that my inner confidence and commitment is reflected in the way I treat my body and show up in my relationships in my different environments. In this life, I feel important to my community and my chosen family. I've developed deep, long-lasting friendships with people all over the world, and I positively impact loved ones one-on-one while also encouraging my digital community. I'm conducting research that's leading to clinical changes, and I'm positively impacting the lives of people who are suffering from under-researched diseases. I am at peace with the life I've chosen and the path forward I found that gives me daily purpose and fulfillment. I'm so happy that she had that prompt because it helped me get really specific about my life vision, and that just sounds so amazing to me, and it's such a clear picture. And so then for the life vision board, you can set very clear vision details. So I want to have an annual WPP retreat where we meet every single year in person for 4 to 7 days. That's something I want to have, and so that means I need to grow a digital community, get the community close enough together to want to do things in person, and then actually do things in person. So it's like a 3-step process. And so a 2025 goal is to grow the club to at least 50 people and to host it consistently. So, and weekly goals for that would be to host the Zoom sessions bi-weekly and to promote it whenever I have a video. Yeah, that's pretty much the only goal. And then to hopefully also attract sponsors to help pay for this endeavor and get a higher paying job eventually to also support it. So that's something that aids in that life vision goal. of really having real in-person community and hosting things for us and creating safe spaces, especially for the people in our age group. So because of how my camera is behaving, I'm just going to go through these quickly, and I'll go through the specific 2025 goals after. So things that support my life vision are having that annual retreat, becoming a public speaker, having a sex toy sponsorship, which aids in another goal of having more income with social media as a source of income, having long healthy locks as a part of that life vision, having daily luxury vibes as a part of that, having strong interpersonal relationships, becoming a muscle mommy, walking a marathon, doing a jiu-jitsu tournament, living a daily active lifestyle, having research grant funding, having my own laboratory system, my own lab, becoming a best-selling author, being a regular scientific reader and commentator, having religious self-care rituals, like very specific and consistent, being an organized, chill girl boss, like I said, those passive incomes, flow state, being in an adult ballet showcase, doing a fashion week invitation, like accepting and going, being a rich auntie fashionista, being a very avid reading enthusiast, being a cafe and library hopper, owning several loft spaces, becoming a at-home hostess, and having a stylishly decorated home. Like, these are all things that I can work towards through monthly, weekly, daily practices. And so those are outcomes that I can look forward to that will help me create that life vision. And so things that I can do in 2025 that aid in that vision are as follows. My word of the year is challenge. Now that I have my PhD, let me just read you out my 2025 intentions. So reflect on what you want to create, experience, and feel in 2025. Like this, she did a great job, okay? Write down your intentions for the year across different areas of your life. So my intention this year is to challenge myself. I've reached a new height in my confidence and in my career now that I am Dr. Jones. I want to exemplify all the lessons I've learned up until now and use my skills to jumpstart all of my career goals. For my scientific career, I am challenging myself to be highly productive and intentional with my time management this year in order to really show myself as a hard worker and important contributor to the applied mathematics community. For my creative career in 2025, I'm challenging myself to post more frequently while maintaining video quality in order to grow my following and document more of my journey as a young Black mathematician. For my health and wellness journey in 2025, I'm challenging myself to get strict with progressive overloading and exercise intensity in order to push my body to a place I've never been. Gotta do what you've never done to get what you've never been, to get where you've never been. For my relationships in 2025, I'm challenging myself to just reach out and let the bits of connection speak for themselves instead of overthinking and overcomplicating it, as I've often done before. And for my personal growth in 2025, I'm challenging myself to stay consistent with checking in with myself, for myself. So these are my intentions for 2025, and I've listed out here also very specific things that I want to accomplish that you could just pause and read. But then they're kind of also explained when I go through my 2025 goals. And so there's a vision board here through these goals, and then I also made another vision board to like have as my screensaver and stuff. So there are many vision boards because it literally does not hurt. It does not hurt anyone. So thank you so much. For my 2025 vision board, here are my 2025 goals. I want to get the WPP club to 50 people plus. It is currently at 20 people and only about 8 attend regularly before. This is not before we have restarted in 2025. I'm talking about 2024. So I want at least 50 members and I want regular attendance to be at least 25 people bi-weekly. That is a goal for. These are the other 2025 goals that feed into my life vision. So in the service to having social media as income, I want to launch a Patreon by quarter 3 or 4 of this year, where I post extra vlogs and extra content and a podcast and other things behind the paywall for people that are more interested in more specific things about my life. I also, in the service to becoming a public speaker, create a course where I am talking about this and actively speaking about what I believe in more often, whether that be through my newsletter or on my channel. In a service to having social media as income, I want to post more consistently and more frequently on YouTube to grow my following and engage brands that I believe are worth my time and can pay my price. In service to public speaking, I am talking more about what I believe in through my bi-weekly newsletters. So I want to do that every single 2 weeks this year. In service to my life vision of having social media as income, I think a good amount of YouTube subscribers for the end of 2025 would be 50K. I believe anything is possible. In service of having a daily active lifestyle, I want to try a new workout class every single week. They're free since I am faculty at a university, so I can just sign up for them every single week. So I want to try doing that. Or no, I'm not going to try. I am going to do that every single week. In service to being a muscle mommy, I really want to try new monthly recipes that are either high fiber, high protein, or both. So I'm going to collect those and then try one a month as a way to expand my palate and get better at cooking. And also in service to becoming a muscle mommy, I'm currently in a weight loss journey where I'm on a caloric deficit while also weight training. So a goal of 2025 is by the end of the year to lose 20 pounds. And I think doing that over 12 months is very sustainable and realistic. So I'm excited about that. Also in service to my goal of walking a marathon, I want to do a 30-day challenge. I have a weighted vest. I want to try walking in it. I want to walk in it for 30 days in a row at some point this year when I feel like probably after my 75 fine challenge, which is next. For quarter 2, I'm doing the 75 fine challenge. And then after that, I'll probably do the 30-day walking challenge. This first 3 months, I am still working on improving my intensity of fitness. So those are some health goals. And then financially, I really want to save $5,000. I've never made enough money to save anything at all. So this will be my first time having any money to save. So this feels like a realistic amount I could save by the end of the year. And I could absolutely save more if my following continues to grow and my plan works in as far as my income increasing for multiple streams of income. And then as far as my scientific career, I have quite a few goals of outcomes for 2025. There are 3 papers I'm trying to write. I'm trying to do a math review paper. There's a modeling paper about math modeling as a technique. And there's a modeling paper of a math model. So there's 3 papers I'm trying to have published by the end of the year. Or at least they will be submitted by the end of the year. If they're published, I don't know, but they will be submitted by the end of the year. All 3, I want to submit. I also want to create a math modeling resource guide, something that's been coming to me as I write this paper as something for my community. So that's something I want to accomplish this year. For my for my personal life, I really want to get back into monthly beauty maintenance, the extra stuff that is just for the extra, because I feel beautiful every day. But I would really like to get back into wearing nails. I once upon a time wore really long nails, and I want to get back to that and getting monthly pedicures and just being really serious about my monthly maintenance. I would like to do more of that again because it feels good and I like looking at myself that way. And then for hobby, I want to really get serious about reading. I've written myself a reading curriculum actually, where I am reading 2 books a month and I'm following a course that I took before, where I'm reading articles every month to really re-engage myself as a critical thinker and as a reader. So that's something that I am doing this year. And then as far as living a more luxurious lifestyle, I love my apartment where I am now, but I will be moving when this lease is up, most likely somewhere else in the state. And so now that I live here, I've seen some places and I know where I want to live potentially. And I also really want to get into doing a weekly everything shower just for fun. Like I really just want to up the self-care. I started establishing routines this year, but now I really want to indulge myself and be serious about doing these things consistently. And then as far as my personal life and travel, I really want to travel more places. I want to travel with my family. I want to go to conferences and everything like that. So those are my 2025 goals, things that I can reach for. And so when I break those goals down, this is a spread that was from a previous designer, her template, but this is something that I love. When I break those goals down month to month, I love this spread. This is from Jenna Hong. I've updated my daily affirmations. I've updated my monthly goals for my different areas of my life. I've created a 2025 vision board, and I've assigned specific goals to specific months. And I've also kind of put outcomes for each quarter, each ideally, and those goals also categorized by areas of my life. So very, very clear breakdown, a lot of places to check things off every single month. So this is something in the monthly reset where we'll check in and see. So this month, did I do my pedicure maintenance? Did I do my daily column every day? Did I strength train consistently? Did I walk? I can check in with these things because I'm tracking my habits in my weekly review, etc., etc. And so I want to resume WPP in January, and it's all very laid out very specifically. And quarter one is going to be more about my fitness journey and getting serious about getting that balance with my work. Quarter two is when I'm going to start traveling for work to go to conferences and things, so that'll be about networking. And so quarter one is also making sure I have things to share, and then I'll be being serious about networking more. And then quarter three, hopefully I'll have saved up enough to start traveling with my family and going on trips. And then I'll also then be launching more business related things with my social brand after my year of scientific achievement towards the last end of the year. So that's kind of how I see my goals being accomplished, and I also see them stretched out over the year and over the years, but also I have very specific goals for each quarter so that I always feel like I'm accomplishing something towards these goals. So in quarter one, I know I want to get a passport. I know what drafts I want to have done. I know I want to create my Patreon account. All these things need to be done by March 31st. And then quarter two, there's this, quarter three. So like there are very specific things that I know I want to accomplish each quarter. And then I need to check in and make sure that I am aligning with these things. Have I been doing things in service to my lifestyle affirmations? So all set up very beautifully, very obsessed with it. And then I also then will, in the monthly setup, go through the monthly goals and reflections, and I've already set up for January. So each month I have the things that I want to do regularly. So that's just the reading curriculum for every month. I want to try a new recipe every month. I want a mani-pedi every month, and I want to do these habits every month. But then there's specific goals about my life. So I want to do my diversity supplement documents, some personal admin tasks, so like buying my passport, and then these are outcomes that I want to check in. Below here you have my reading curriculum, the assigned readings for myself that I'm going to read in January, The End of Mr. Y, Clear Thinking, and the first group of texts from this class. I have a very specific January vision board, and then I have a space for end of month reflection, and then that can go into an archive. Boom, this will be updated every month, where I will literally just copy everything, copy it, dump it, paste it, or paste it, copy, dump it, whatever. So that's how I'm going to check in every month. And then week to week, I'm going to have this laid out in my bullet journal. So I just love it. Is there anything else I want to show you in here? Oh, I guess I also want to show you in here my content calendar. So for quarter one, I've planned out how I want to film. I have been filming recently one vlog a week, but it's been a weekly vlog where it's 5 days in one video, whereas previously I would do 1 day in one video. So I'm actually going to go back to more of a medium between those two. So I'm going to do more 1 day and couple of days videos instead of one full week, because by filming just one full week, I limit how many videos I can make, whereas if I film 3 different days in the life, that's 3 different videos that I can talk about 3 different things instead of making all of my days about one thing. So that way I can have some that I can put behind a paywall. I have some that I can just have as extra. Like I really want to do more. This will be my 4th year vlogging, and so I want to challenge myself by being more frequent with filming and posting. And because my vlogs are not in real time, that's even easier to do. So this doesn't change the frequency of my recording, because I'm still Like I will be filming less actually. Like I'm currently filming 5 days a week, and I'll be filming more like 3 days a week, but I'll be getting 2 videos instead of 1. So that's my approach for 2025. So in December I'm still doing 1, and then in January, as you can see here, I'm doing 1 day, and then I'm doing for a couple days, and I'm doing 1 day, then a couple days, then 1 day, then a couple days, 1 day, 1 day, 1 day. So that's kind of how I'm approaching it. Instead of it being all 5, it'll just be a couple of them. So that's my content calendar, and then I love looking at it by filming view, where I can see what I recorded in October, which was posted in November, what I recorded in November, that's been shared throughout December, etc. So I love the Notion. Now I really want to show my website update just because I'm really proud of it. I've had a website since 2020. I took a workshop where they talked about how everyone needs one regardless of what you do, and it was kind of an assignment to make one, and so I've had one for 4 years. And when I graduated with my PhD, I just kind of hastily put the doctor on there, and I didn't update anything about what I do, or really just update it to the standard that I know it should be. And I said in my career video, when I was talking about going through my slides, I was like, man, I wish my website was more like these slides. I wish, and I was like, I said in that video that I want to update my website before the end of the year, and I just didn't know when it would be, but I have done it, so I want to share it with you because I mentioned it before, and it is important to what I do. So I am pulled up on my YouTube channel, what you would see as a subscriber, and you see here I have 3 links. I have a link to my daily column newsletter that's paid, 1 to my free newsletter, my Instagram, and then my website, the updated one. So you press that and it takes you here to my website, Dr. Quin Jones, where you have a blurb about who I am, what I do. My research is in the area of mathematical biology. I utilize computational solutions to ordinary differential equations to answer questions in medicine and biology. My dissertation was covering dynamic mathematical approaches to understanding pain and sickle cell disease. I have joined the Laboratory for Systems Medicine. My professional mission is to conduct research that aids in closing the health disparity gap for Black Americans and other marginalized groups. I have photos of me doing exactly things in my mission, and then I also have a space about this YouTube channel so that anyone that wants to see more about this journey can subscribe. And at the bottom of every page I have my mailing list. And then also here, so we have my research portfolio, and it looks like a portfolio where you can see what each thing is. And when you click on it, if there's a link, this isn't really something that has a link, so, but let's see, if we go to this paper here, there is a link to the actual paper. So, and then of course the paywall. But yeah, so I have my research portfolio of literally what I do, and also I have my CV here for anyone who would want to see it. And then I have things about the We're Productive People Club. So if you want to join that, you go to this section of the website where you can see our mission, you can see what you will get by joining, what you are responsible for when joining, and you can submit your email here to be invited to the Zoom link by myself. So that's the community part of my mission. And then if you want to know specifically about my YouTube channel, then you can see my graduation day, you can see the vision of my channel or the mission of my channel. It's for anyone looking for career motivation, productivity, inspiration, and relatable personal reflections. We're building a community of ambitious but authentic multi-hyphenates. So that's the purpose of this community. And you can see some recent vlogs here. If you click on it, it will take you to that video. So yes, this is my full website update. And then of course, if you want to get in contact with me, you can email me here. So that is a full website update, and I'm so proud of it. It is very much so like the presentation I showed in the other video, and I like the way it looks, and I think it looks very modern, and it gives a nice blend of what I am doing with my social media career and my personal. Oh, did I go to my about page? I don't think I went to my about page actually, but you can go to the website and see it. Section 6. Yeah, you can go to the website and see it, but I totally skipped that, didn't I? I totally skipped the about Dr. Quin. Oh, that was a good page with a good picture. But anyway, there's a page that gets real specific about my entire journey. So if you want to know my mathematical story, it is there. And I'm just very proud of it, and I really love it. So I wanted to share that with you, and I want to encourage you, if you are an artist or a creative or a mathematician, like anyone, you should create your own website. This one was free, and so that's why I'm using this site. Whenever I feel like I can afford it, I will purchase a domain and get super fancy, but for where I am and what I want to share, this feels perfect for me. So yes, ready for 2025. That anyone that wants to connect with me, whether that be through scientific connection or creative connection, everything is set up so that when you find me, you can find all of it and you can contact me, because we're building community. So yes, we're done with the computer. Now we're just gonna go through the 2025 bullet journal setup that I've done, and we're gonna get out of here and actually start doing this shit. Okay. So here's my 2025 bullet journal setup. It's not fully complete because we're still at the end of December, so maybe I'll record another flip through where it's more complete. But this is my setup. I have my cover page with my word of the year, which is challenge. I haven't decided what I wanted to put here. I think I want to put affirmations here, or goals, or just my goal list, maybe perhaps right there. And then we have my 2024 roadmap. I'm going to list out things that I've accomplished or want to remember about 2024. We have my future log, where each month I will write out the calendar dates and then write any tasks under it, or events under each one. Then we have here my video spread, where I want to post at least one video a week in each month. And then I can write out ideas for each of my main pillars here. And then we have a Q1 planning spread, where there's a calendar for each of the first 3 months, the things I want to accomplish in each month, the events week by week, the habits I want to maintain in this quarter, and tracking those habits. I did a video on my ins and outs, so I left this blank because I talk about it in that video, where I talk about what I want to quit and start in 2025. I have a page for my project progress, since this year is very project oriented. For here, I'm going to write inside each box what I have in my 5-year plan. So this is going to be outline, draft 1, draft 2, submission, revision, inside each box. And then I will color it in as I complete it for each of these projects that I went through in my Notion. Here's my book bingo. There are 24 spaces, and since I'm reading 2 books a month for each month of this year, this should be fully filled in, colored in by the end of the month. But every time I get 5, I will treat myself to a gift. Then we have my savings tracker. I said I wanted to save $5,000, so as I reach each marker, I will color to that line and write the date I met it. And then I'll have a wish list of things I want to purchase that I can use as what I get for gifts for the book bingo, or that I've saved up for. I have a page for my washi tape. And then we have the January cover page. We have the January calendar. I'm really loving the earth tones. We have the weekly calendar view, where I will rewrite out what's happening week by week and that week specific to-dos. And then if I want to plan weekly, I can do that in here or in my digital apps. And then I have this new habit tracker spread I really want to try out, where I'm combining habit tracking, sleep tracking, steps, and mood all in one. I'm really excited about it. I hope I'm consistent enough to see it filled in to completion. So, and then I will fill in the rest as the year goes on. And I will be sharing videos. I'm not sure if I will be sharing me setting it up, like filming me doing it, or just showing the results. Let me know which one you would prefer. But I will definitely be checking in with these spreads with you each month and on my Notion. So I am very excited to be getting back into physical journaling. I use these stencils, I use washi tapes, I use rulers, I have all kinds of pens. I really indulge in this as a hobby. I'm also going to get into coloring. So getting serious about physical hobbies, physical journaling, physical reading, physically coloring. I really want to get back into using my hands. So really excited about my 2025 bullet journal. Want to cover it in stickers. It's going to be fun. And that is going to be the end of my 2025 reset, my productivity system, everything I will be using. I'll be checking in with you monthly about these systems, but also vlogging week to week, sharing these experiences with you, but then also checking in with you about how I'm actually doing from like a mathematical standpoint and just in an accountability standpoint. So I'm very excited about this year. I'm very excited about these goals. And again, I want to thank Magic Mind for sponsoring portions of today's video. Don't forget to check out the link in my description box and in my pinned comment to get 45% off the Focus and Sleep bundle. And I really want to know what you have planned for 2025. So leave that down below. And I really hope I see you in my very next video. Bye, friend.